You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. I'm Nicholas Callis. This is August in Review. We'll look at how each team did in the month of August, and we'll also announce the players of the month from August as well. That'll be coming up towards the end of this video. But we'll start with the Orioles, who went 10-17 in this month. They had a prolonged losing streak toward the middle, and that hurt them. They're 52-85 overall, last in the American League East, and they are one of 4 teams that were eliminated from playoffs in the month of August. The Red Sox had a good month. 16-12 was their August record. That pushed them back to an above 500 winning percentage. They are 71-67 overall, but in 4th in the American League East. The New York Yankees had the worst August record of any AL East team. They went 11-17 in the month. They're still in 1st, though, in the AL East. They're 78-59 overall, but they have to look out for the Blue Jays, who still have a legitimate chance of winning the division. The Rays had the best August record of any AL East team. They went 18-10 in the month. They're 72-65 overall, 3rd in the American League East, and they are 6 games back of a wild card spot in the AL. And the Blue Jays did well. They had an above 500 winning percentage of the month. 15-14 was their August record. They are 76-63, 2nd in the AL East. They're 3 games back of the Yankees for 1st, and they're 3 games back of an American League wild card spot. In the American League Central, the White Sox didn't do too well. They went 12-15 in the month of August. They still have an overall winning percentage over 500. They're 76-61, but they've been moved down to 3rd in the AL Central, and they're 2 games back of a wild card spot. You see there, they had several scattered patches of losses in the month. The Indians went on a winning streak toward the middle of the month. They went 18-9 overall. They're 78-59 now. They are 2nd in the AL Central, and they are tied with Houston for the top wild card spot. The Indians, again, 78-59 overall. The Tigers had a good month for their standards. They went 12-14 in the month of August, but you see toward the end, they went on a losing streak, which hurt them. They are 60-77 overall. They're 4th. They are mathematically eliminated from winning the AL Central, and while they haven't been mathematically eliminated from the postseason yet, they are close. The Royals had a pretty good month. 14-13 was their August record, but they still have the 2nd worst record in Major League Baseball, the worst in the American League. They're 49-88 overall. They are 5th in the AL Central, and they are one of the 4 teams that were eliminated from playoffs in the month of August. And the Twins had their worst monthly record so far this year. 12-15 was their August record, but they still have the best record in Major League Baseball at 88-50, and they are 1st in the Central. The AL West, the Angels went 16-11 in the month of August. They're 65-73 overall. They're just hanging out in the middle. They haven't been mathematically eliminated from winning the division or getting a playoff spot yet, but they're 3rd in the AL West, and they have a winning percentage under 500, again, 65-73. The A's went 14-13 in the month of August. They had some patches of losses toward the middle of the month there. They went 14-13 in August. 81-56 is their overall record, and they still lead the AL West. The Mariners did rather well, 12-15, not too poor. They're still last in the AL West. 57-81 is their overall record. The Rangers had a good month. 15-11 was their August record. They are 60-77 overall, and they're 4th in the AL West. And the Astros went 15-13 in the month of August. 78-59 is their overall record, and they still have a legitimate chance of winning the AL West. They just got to get hot, and they got to hope that the A's get cold, but they're 3 games back of the division lead, and they're tied with the Cleveland Indians for the top wildcard spot in the American League. Moving to the National League, starting with the National League East, the Braves had a hot month, one of the best August months of any team. 19-8 was their August record. They are 78-59, and they've moved past the Nationals. They are now the leader in the NL East. The Marlins had a hot month as well. Not as good as the Braves, but close. 17-10 was their August record. They are 77-61. That's moved them up into 2nd place. They are now a legitimate contender to win the NL East. They're a game and a half back of the NL East, and they are tied for a wild card spot right now, and they're tied with Their division opponent, the Nationals, who went 14-13 in the month of August. The Nationals are also 77-61, tied for second in the NL East. They're a game and a half back of the Braves, and they are tied for the top wildcard spot with the Marlins as of right now. The Mets had a slow month. You see several patches of losses in August. 12-16 was their August record. They still have a winning percentage under 500. 61-76 is their overall record, and they are last in the NL East. And the Phillies evened out in the month. They went 13-13 in August. They're back to an under 500 winning percentage. 67-70 is their record, and they are fourth in the NL East. In the National League Central, the Cubs went 13-15 in the month of August. They had several opportunities to pass the Cardinals and take the division lead, but they could not do it. They're 71-67 overall, which is respectable, but they had some cold streaks in there, and they are now 7.5 games back of first place. The Cardinals are still leading the division, and the Cubs have also fallen further back in the wildcard standings. The Cubs are 6 games back of a wildcard spot. The Reds had one of the worst records of any team in Major League Baseball this month. 9-19 was the Reds' record from the month of August. They're 55-83 overall, one of the worst records in Major League Baseball, and they are fourth in the NL Central right now. They haven't been mathematically eliminated from the postseason yet or winning the division, but they are getting close. The Brewers had a decent month. 15-13 was their August record, but that wasn't good enough to get them a winning percentage overall over 500. They're 64-73 overall, and they are third in the Central right now. Their playoff hopes are dwindling. If they want any chance of making the playoffs, most likely getting a wild card spot, they've got to do it in September. The Pirates had the worst record of any team from August. The Pirates won 7 games out of 29 in this month. 7-22 is their August record. They have the worst record in Major League Baseball at 48-90. They're in last in the NL Central, and they are one of the 4 teams that was eliminated from playoffs in this month. And the Cardinals did well. 14-11 was their August record. That was the best record in August of any NL Central team, and they still lead the division. 78-59 is their record, and they're in first. The Diamondbacks went 13-15 in the month of August. 72-66 is their overall record, but they don't have a wild card spot right now. In fact, they've fallen further down in the wild card standings. They are 5 games back of a National League wild card spot right now. The Rockies went 16-13. They got hot. They've moved above 60 wins. They're 61-78, but they're still in 4th place, and they've been mathematically eliminated from winning the division. But mathematically, they're still in it to potentially make the playoffs as a wild card team, though not likely. The Dodgers had a slow month for their standards. They went 15-13, but they still have a good record. Still have large amounts of padding in the NL West. They're 88-51 overall. They have the second best record in Major League Baseball. The Padres went 15-11 in the month. 74-63 is their overall record. They're second in the NL West, and they're 2.5 games back of a wild card spot in the National League. And the Giants had one of the worst August records. 8-19 was their August record. They're 51-86. They're in last in the NL West, and they are one of the 4 teams that has been mathematically eliminated from making the postseason this year. And here are the players of the month from August. Starting in the American League, pitcher of the month goes to Indians starter Mike Clevinger, who in 5 games had a 3-0 record. He had a 109 earned run average, and he struck out 38 batters. Player of the month goes to White Sox third baseman Yoan Moncada, who in 103 at-bats had a 350 average. He belted 11 home runs, and he drove in 23 runs altogether. And rookie of the month goes to Orioles third baseman Bobby Dalbec. He won last month as well, but this month in 85 at-bats, he had a 271 average with 2 home runs and 9 RBIs. And in the National League, pitcher of the month goes to Braves starter Cole Hamels, who had a 4-0 record in 6 games pitched. He had a 113 earned run average, and he struck out 38 batters. Player of the month goes to Nationals outfielder Juan Soto, who in 90 at-bats had a 356 average. He had 11 home runs and 22 RBIs. And Rookie of the Month goes to Cardinals outfielder Dylan Carlson, who also won this award last month as well. But this month in 74 at-bats, he had a 243 average, he had 1 home run, and he drove in 8 runs overall. This has been August in Review. I'm Nicholas Callis. You've been watching Major League Baseball's Virtual Network.